Hello, my name is Marcos. I have owned RVs for 30 years and I used to own an RV rental company with over 10 units. So I'm quite familiar with motorhome roofs, and I have always been looking for a way to be able to do something good with a roof, something simple to apply that I don't need special equipment, something that I can do at home in a day, doesn't take me too long, something that lasts a long time. I don't have to go up in the roof and do it in every other year, and something that doesn't cost me an arm and a leg. Seal All has achieved that. Now, before we start into what the kit has, let me show you the three types of roof. The first one is the rubber roof, or EPDM or TPO, pretty much similar materials. They last 10 to 12 years, but normally after 5 years you want to start taking care of them because they start to decay. Fiberglass roof are normally in higher end RVs. They last more than that, 30 to 40 years. But between 10 to 15 years, they start to decay and you start resealing everything because the edges start to leak. Last but not least, the most uncommon roofs of all is the aluminum roofs. They last forever, but unfortunately, they're very weak. So you can puncture them with a tree branch, with anything, and now you have a leak. Any of these can be sealed with Seal All. Now, the most important part to remember is that the idea is to be able to have something that will last longer than this product. So you don't have to go up in the roof. Let's say 30 years. I have used Seal All for quite a long time, and let me tell you, with the kit, they have come a long way. They give you everything you need, starting with gloves to the Eco Roof Shampoo, which is biodegradable and will not damage a rubber roof. The silicone paste that even brings you a can opener. And the spatula to be able to apply it. We will show you how in a couple of minutes. They know me, so they had to throw in heavy-duty cleaning wipes. The Seal All application guide. The liquid silicone, 2 gallons. And the little device so you can use to stir it properly. Make sure you stir very well the silicone. You mix it up really nice to get a really nice application. 2 brushes because you're going to miss something. You're going to need a second one. A roll and 2 foam rolls because you're going to need a second one for sure. And also the most important part of that is the mill gauge. This will allow you to see if you're applying a layer thick enough. Normally you should between 22 and 24. Every kit will allow you to do a 22 feet long roof. We're going to be doing a 32 foot long motorhome class C, so we're going to use 2 kits. If you have sealant already in your roof, like in this case they have used Eternabond tape, which is an excellent roofing material. The silicone goes on top of all the other materials. This is a 6-year-old rubber roof. As you can see, there is dark areas of the roof that could be a little bit dirty, but also if you get close, you will see that the white part of the roof material is getting washed off, and some of the black part is the rubber underneath, and the sealant is starting to crack. Those are going to be leaks. So I normally like to start recoating the roofs when they're 6 years old, because if you wait until you see the leaks inside of the motorhome, that means that the water went through the entire roof. Also, you got punctures, you got things like that. Look at these examples on the Eternabond tape, which is a really tough sealing tape. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to wash your roof using the Eco Roof Shampoo. I use a soft brush. You can also use a pressure washer if you want to. Be sure that you're light with the pressure washer because you can damage your rubber roof. But here is the way you do it. The idea is to clean as good as possible, but also use a lot of water so you can wash off any residue of the shampoo. Also be extremely careful. All motorhome roofs are extremely slippery once they're wet, and you want to make sure that you do it safely. Also make sure that you clean all the sealed areas, like for example around all the vents, the square ones and the round ones, that you make sure that you clean every area of the roof, and make sure that you wash the Eco Roof shampoo well, so you can actually get a pretty good adhesion of the silicone. The silicone will adhere nonetheless, but it will give you a more lasting result. Also keep in mind the most important advantage of this roofing material is that if you ever need to recoat, you can recoat right on top of the silicone that you already applied. This is, once it's clean, as you see, is really clean, but still you can see dark areas on the roof. That means that the roof is already losing the protective white layer. That means that this roof is already decaying. This roof can use a recoating only after 7 years of the Florida sun, 6 or 7 years. This is an example of a 14-year rubber roof. This rubber roof was done a couple of years ago. So that's the reason why you want to do it beforehand. This is one of the vents of one of the tanks of the motorhome. As you can see, there's several cracks. Now, this is one of the things in which the products in the kit excels. The silicone paste is an excellent sealant for this type of application. It will remain flexible and it will actually have a really UV stable solution. So you really do a good job cleaning it, and you apply it to all the sealed areas, and then you can actually even apply the silicone on top of it. In this case, I'm actually doing the cuttings, the sides of the application of the silicone, and this is how you measure how thick the application is. As you see, this one was actually almost 28 mils thick. You put it down and you can measure how thick the application is. You got to maintain between 22 and 24 mils. So every so often you got to keep checking to see that you have it. What I normally recommend is that 22 to 24 is a pretty generous thick layer of silicone. If 2 gallons make 22 feet, 3 gallons make 32 feet. So basically that's what the math that I did when I did this roof. It was a pretty good guide. So it was a pretty generous layer. Once you're done with some of the details, you start putting it with a roll. You can use a regular broomstick on the little roll that comes in the kit. Any broomstick would do, so you don't have to do it on your knees. Once again, please be extremely safe. As you see, I'm using a fall protection device, and you use the rolls. The rolls are sized so they can be dipped directly into the silicone bucket, and you can apply it directly from the bucket into the roof. Now, as soon as you go on applying it, you always have to be looking at the weather. You have to be done applying it, or you have to stop applying the silicone 15 minutes before it rains. Once you're done, 15 minutes after that, you're safe. So you got to be watching the weather a little bit. It's not too long. 15 minutes is quite easy to predict, especially with technology today. Also, make sure as you're applying the silicone that it's an even coat. As you see here, the silicone looks incredible. There's a couple of few details in this shot, but it's an incredible coat. You can see it and it looks perfect. This is the view from the back. The shine is amazing. This is an aerial view, and let me tell you, I have the same material applied in other motorhomes 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and they look exactly as this one does. This is also a really good temperature control. It does improve the efficiency of your air conditioners.